Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the zoo. The minion with me thus far is Adam.
Hello.
Traveling exhibit, Ka.
I am Cornholio, Friday TV for my bunghole.
We should be getting joined by a wandering tier at some point. He just hasn't popped in yet.
Are you threatening the bunghole?
And as it is a Friday, but not the first Friday of the month, and I didn't get kidnapped by my girl for a early St. Valentine's Day, I'm Sanguine, the keeper for this evening. How are all of you doing?
Doing good.
That's good.
I was seeing some people posting about Valentine's Day, and I'm like, I thought that was the 14th. Oh, yeah, no. Because one of the priest guys that I follow on X, he gave out like a Valentine's Day prayer or some shit. I'm like, hey, is that today? I thought it was tomorrow. I don't know.
It's tomorrow, but in some parts of the world, it is tomorrow, and it has been for quite some time.
Ah, yeah, well, that makes sense.
So, for instance, in Japan, it's been tomorrow since 9 a.m. our time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's Valentine's for Terry.
Yep. Yeah, it's tomorrow. In another part, it's probably tomorrow, here in the next less than 90 minutes.
Oh, did his audio break up for you, or was it just me?
Who?
Sanguine?
He's been doing that a little bit. I don't know why.
Oh, my audio's been popping in and out.
It did earlier. I thought I was saying something to you, and it just kind of like disappeared.
Yeah, it sounded like you were talking to somebody in the room.
Nah, I don't have anyone in the room with me.
So apparently how the Senate and the House votes on things is they have this little key card that they have to put their photo IDs in a machine, and it's yes, no, press, or open.
Okay.
I just find that hilarious.
Isn't that racist and sexist from what we've been hearing?
Yep. It's racist and disenfranchises people. Bitch, you're basically saying that black people.
I do find it hilarious that they got called racist so many times by saying that it's racist because black people don't know how to get IDs. That they then went, it's actually against women.
Okay, they moved the goalpost on that.
Racist to now you're sexist, and this is supposed to be better somehow. What exactly is wrong with you?
I think
exactly is wrong with everybody with thinking this bullshit.
Well, I think the good thing about all of this is it's bringing to light these kind of strategies that people use where it's okay, well, you can't use that it's racist against the black community because the black community is now saying, yeah, no, we all have IDs, it's not racist. So then they flipped it to, women who just got married and they still have their maiden name and now they have to jump through extra hoops, and it's like, okay, so it's the small stuff. But again, it's all of these kind of arguments. It's like, oh, we need abortion. Well, not really. Okay, well, what about this random instance of somebody getting raped? Oh, okay, well, we can write off a little chunk of that. Doesn't mean everybody gets to hide behind that.
Yeah, that's the thing that always drives me crazy. That, okay, if we accounted for what you're currently saying, would that be something that we can agree on? No. Okay, so why are you bringing it up?
Yeah, why? I don't care. You know,
right?
That making that concession isn't enough to get an agreement. I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
I have my view. In my view, yeah, I would allow in the case of incest, in the case of horrific sexual crimes, in the case of it being necessary for the mother's life, or if the infant was going to die regardless, then having it be something that, okay, you can have the infant die in a controlled environment rather than the infant dying in an uncontrolled environment. The other thing that
sexist.
I
don't
would
know.
personally allow, which I know a lot of people have issues with, is certain genetic disorders. Namely, one of the main ones that I would be okay with. Yeah, if you test the infant and they pop positive for Tay-Sachs, yeah, I'm fine with that infant being aborted. Because Tay-Sachs is a death sentence.
Yeah, it's and that's where you get into the the people. Oh, but you got they get into a weird, foggy, gray area with that. I'd agree with you. I'd be like,
Yeah.
especially if the family is not well to do, and it, I've seen a lot of families broken up because of things like that. And
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
bless them for trying to keep together. But the reality is the reality. I mean,
And it's horrific. There's certain disorders that are absolutely horrific to witness someone going through. Tay-Sachs is one of them.
yeah.
Because, are you familiar with what Tay-Sachs is, Carl?
What's that?
Are you familiar with what Tay-Sachs is and how it works?
Actually, I am not.
So Tay-Sachs is a genetic disorder. It is something that you either have or you don't. And by you either have or you don't, I mean, given that you're currently alive, the most that you could have is one copy of it, because it is a recessive trait that does not do anything unless you have two copies. The problem is that if two people that each have one have a child, there's a chance that that child's going to be born with Tay-Sachs. And what Tay-Sachs does is it is a absolutely horrific rapid neurodegeneration that causes immense pain. But the really fucked up part is that it isn't like the infant's born and then quickly degrades from birth. No, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
The infant is born, survives about, I think it's 18 months is the normal survival. So the infant has been born, has learned how to speak, and then starts to have that eaten away as they suffer horrific pain.
I've never heard of it.
It is one of the most horrific genetic disorders. It is only a thing effectively in Eastern European and Jewish ancestry.
And,
So
and
those,
see,
go ahead.
oh well, I was gonna say, and see, like it's not that it's not something that happens on a wide occurrence, right?
No, it is extremely rare because, first off, it's an extremely small population that even has the chance of having the recessive trait. And then it is only if two people that both have the recessive trait have a child, and that child gets both copies of the recessive trait. So even if two people who have the recessive trait have a child, there is a 1 in 4 chance that that child will end up developing Tay-Sachs.
And see, it's things like that where I don't like when people try and this is why everybody should get an abortion for free because
Yep.
of this one rare occasion. And you know what?
And it's so stupid.
Going back to the voter ID, it's the same thing. Woe unto the women who just got married and have to deal with their maiden name. I'm sorry. Our elections are a little bit more important than that.
And
You got another 4
also,
years.
I have not met a woman that has changed her name when she got married that said that it was a great onus on them. We have this approach in order to change the name. It doesn't seem massively difficult. In fact, I've heard people complain the exact opposite, because I know someone whose name was changed after they got married, almost against their will.
Damn.
And they had to go through an extended process to get their name reverted back to what their name should be.
Right.
And I've heard that, but I haven't heard someone really complain about, well, I tried to change my name after marriage, but it was such a hard process.
And I really need to vote right away.
Yeah.
And so well, hold on. Then isn't by 12, well, I don't know, 12 o'clock Eastern, so I guess in the next 15 minutes, it's officially closed. A lot of the systems are going to be closed.
Say again?
The government, because I don't think they voted, and they all left Congress, so, or they all left DC, so.
Let me quickly double check.
Yeah, because I think they said that the government was going to close this weekend.
Looks like it's a partial. That here, let me quickly double check.
Yeah, I mean, it's like TSA might be affected, some other places.
So it looks like they got the partial sorted out, and they funded most of the government, but not entirely. Looks like a lot of this is from the 3rd, which was 10 days ago. Let me see if there's anything that I'm missing.
My sanity won.
The what?
I said my sanity for one.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Okay, so yeah, there does appear to be another expected partial shutdown. It isn't a full shutdown, but it's a partial shutdown.
Oh, who could have called a shutdown coming?
And of course, this one is designed. It's even more narrow than the previous one. This one is effectively pinpointed on trying to shut down DHS.
Oh, of course it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a nice excuse you can give to the to your significant other. Sorry, sweetheart, no chocolates this year. We got a government shutdown.
Oh, geez.
But yeah, it apparently starts here in just a little bit. I wish that they would just vote for the fucking shit, because the part that drives me crazy is they keep doing this, and there are people that will say, well, this is almost just a carbon copy of a Biden version of this.
It's
and
like,
you're going,
what?
okay, so did you have an issue with the Biden version? Well, no, they voted for the Biden version. Okay, so you're voting for this one. They aren't voting for... What the fuck is wrong with these people? That's something that happened earlier on. Macy, who has done some good things, also been just a little bitch in other ways. One of the ways that he was a bitch was during one of the other shutdowns. In order to get the government back open, they tried, the Republicans and a handful of Democrats tried to put forward a continuing resolution on the budget that would be more or less a carbon copy of one that was put forward during Biden's term. Macy had
Right.
voted for it when it was Biden's term and voted against it when it was Trump.
What the fuck?
I'm really hating this fucking bullshit with these guys. It's like, we have to anti everything Trump does. It's like, are you really fucking retarded?
Yeah, what I really wish would happen is I really wish that if they close down the government, for the time that they close down the government, they don't get paid. And then unlike the rest of government, which when the government's reopened, what happens is people get back pay.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish that Congress and the House and shit like that didn't.
Yeah.
That however long you have the government shut down, you don't get paid.
Oh, everybody's been wishing that for a while. They'll never do that.
Yeah.
Just like term limits.
The other
Yep.
thing that I really wish was the case was I wish that in order to have their pay increase, that it had to go to a general vote, not a vote among themselves, but it had to be a ballot initiative.
Mm-hmm.
And if you thought they were doing a good job, you could vote for it. If you didn't think that they were doing a good job, you could not vote for it.
I don't think they should be allowed to give themselves raises,
Yep.
but they do
Yeah,
every
just
time.
grapes. Sour grapes.
It strangely is one of the few things that people can often agree on when it comes to Congress. That they'll fight it when it comes to anyone else, but if it's their raise, suddenly it's almost everyone in Congress votes yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and I fucking hate that shit.
Such
like,
a
oh.
strange phenomenon, right?
It's all has to do with money. That's all it
Yep.
is.
And hello, Shull. How goes?
Are you threatening the cornholio? Sorry, I've been on a
Beavis
watching
and
a lot of
Butthead.
Beavis and I've been on a Beavis and Butthead kick.
Nice. You watching the new stuff or the classics?
Oh, did you see that the old Holio? I am old Holio,
Oh shit!
but I
no.
have no copay. I have no copay for my bunghole. Give me all your pharmaceuticals. I have to take a nap. My butthole is weary. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, give me all your pharmaceuticals, for I am the great old Holio."
Mhm.
I gotta watch
It's
that.
so good. And I like that it's one of the only shows besides I do like that these like Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill have kind of like aged up to their characters.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard some really good things about the King of the Hill continuation, and I've heard some really annoying things. The main thing is that they do 90% of the characters justice. It's like two that everyone's going, these characters fucking suck.
Yeah, it's
The
Connie.
rest of them, hell yeah.
It's Connie and Bill.
It's the
They
entire
really shot Bill in the foot.
It's the entire Supernosiphone family that I've heard people hate because
Mm-hmm.
they completely betrayed the characters. Yeah, Khan was an asshole. His wife was a bitch. The thing was, they really enjoyed being an asshole and a bitch together, and they loved each other.
Oh yeah, and Connie, she was supposed to be this really smart, just awesome character, but they made her this leftist weirdo who's into open polyamory, And I love one of the characters called her out and said, basically, that's cheating with extra steps.
Yep. But the fact
And I
that
was
they
like,
broke up Khan and his wife, what the fuck? They wouldn't break up. That's not their character in the old series. Their old series would be them being two cantankerous assholes.
and they had
Still,
no inclination of them. There was no inclination of them ever like going for a divorce in the series. If I
there
remember
was
right.
like one episode where it looked like they might, because it was the car wash episode?
Maybe.
We sure wasn't the one where he lost his job, I think it was, and he started going crazy.
It might have been
either.
that.
It could be one of
Might
those.
have been the car wash one where he ends up just fucking up the car wash, where they make money hand over fist at the beginning and then he fucks it up and they just start hemorrhaging money. But yeah, there was like one or two episodes where there was some inclination that they weren't always entirely happy, but normally they were very happy together and they enjoyed being assholes together. And that was kind of the thing that brought them together.
Uh-oh.
The fact that they just dropped that and went, oh yeah, they broke up shortly after the initial series. That doesn't make sense. That's not their characters.
Yeah, I don't like when they do that stuff. But you know, it's kind of weird talking about that.
I had accidentally hit X.
Yep.
Oh, are you an X-Man?
No, I hit the X on the computer.
Oh,
So,
if you
not
hit
taking
Alt
estrogen
F4.
currently.
You're taking estrogen.
No, I said he's not taking estrogen currently. He asked if you were an X-Man.
No, you'd be a fat trans person. You'd call yourself the trans fats.
The trans fats.
That's a Meg Griffin joke.
There is a comic story somewhere in that. The trans fats.
Speaking of that, speaking of trans person, did you hear about the one in Canada?
Canadistan? Yeah.
Oh, the shooter?
The mass shooter? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just stop? Okay. Can we pretty much limit this everyone has to be trans bullshit? It's getting ridiculous.
Well, there was the recent court case that ended up turning out, rather surprisingly, going the right way.
Oh?
Did you guys hear about the detransition court case?
I heard some stuff about it, but not anything in any
So
details.
the long and short of it was a young girl, when she was like 16, thought that she was trans at like 14,
probably because
15,
her
16.
therapist or something told her.
She was functionally convinced into it. Then really quickly, within a couple of years, because I think it started when she was like 14, by the time that she was 16, they had done a double mastectomy on her.
Holy
Oh
shit.
no.
And they had begun to transition her. She hit the age of majority, and a little bit after that, she realized, oh, good God, what's been done to me?
Yep.
So
you should not be allowed. Parents should not allow their kids to make these lifelong changing decisions when they are minors.
So she brought forward a lawsuit, and the lawsuit went in her favor.
Good.
And it was just recently that happened. Let me quickly double check. Yeah, it was Fox Varian is the person's name, who
Of course it
just
is.
this month ended up winning a $2 million lawsuit in New York. It was a medical malpractice lawsuit.
Yeah. I wish it. You can do. Can't you do medical malpractice against therapists?
I believe so, yes.
Why aren't these therapists getting sued into oblivion?
Yeah, what the fuck?
But yeah, it was a malpractice case against the plastic surgeon that was involved in it. And it included the ASPS, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons.
And the plastic surgeon who did it also should be sued.
Yeah, it included the plastic surgeon who did it, the ASPS, and several others here. Let me pull up a story that won't immediately paywall me.
I hate that so much.
Yep.
Come on, man. Don't you want to donate?
No, I don't want to donate.
Gotta support your local
fucking-
journalists, man.
I'll
If
support
they
my
were
local D's nuts.
if they were worth supporting, perhaps. They aren't.
Exactly. They're
And
not
since
worth.
they aren't, why would I pay for their shit?
I feel that about a lot of things. I don't want to pay for somebody. If I'm
So yeah,
paying my
it
dues.
was. I found a version that isn't paywall. So it was a 22-year-old woman who put forward the suit. Like I said, it was that Fox Varian. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the last name correctly, but I'm going to say Varian. The case was brought forward because they had undergone gender transition related medical treatment as a minor, and they sued for damages and ended up they were awarded $2 million in damages. And she sued pretty much every medical practitioner that was involved, as well as several of the societies around that. Like I said, the ASPS, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons.
Good.
And the details was that plaintiff in this case underwent a double mastectomy at the age of 16 after identifying as a male during adolescence. Years later, she detransitioned and filed lawsuit alleging that her healthcare providers had failed to follow accepted medical standards before recommending and performing the irreversible surgery. At trial, the focus was not on broader politics, but on whether the clinicians involved met their professional responsibilities in this specific situation. The jury ultimately concluded that they did not.
Thank God.
Yep. Yeah. Damages were awarded, including compensation for past and future pain and suffering, as well as future medical expenses related to the procedure. The verdict represents a rare instance where a detransitioner claim was evaluated by jury rather than dismissed or settled beforehand.
They really should not allow it, like, at all. Like, even with parent permission, they shouldn't allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting too ridiculous at this point.
I mean, I might not be so well versed in it, but I could have sworn there was a point where you had to go and talk to a therapist for a while. And
Oh, there is.
You can only do that until you're 18.
Well, the thing was that was the standard for an extended period of time, but that was during the DSM-4 years of this.
The Reagan years.
The DSM-4. So the DSM is the Diagnostic Standards Manual.
That's where all the cases of.
It is the list of these are all the mental disorders that we currently acknowledge. These are the symptoms. These are how you tell whether or not someone is suffering from it. And under the DSM-4, gender identity disorder was in that, as well as it's gender dysphoria, if I remember correctly, because dysmorphia is the one where it's broader. So it had a bunch of different things that could be diagnosed, and you had to meet several criteria in order to get diagnosed with them, and then you had to meet the criteria in order to get treated. Then there was a massive push for self-ID.
Oh, I fucking hate people that do that shit. Self-ID.
And in the time when self-ID became a thing, the DSM-5 came out. I personally fucking hate the DSM-5 because the DSM-5 did a lot of really pointless bullshit for political reasons. The one that annoys the shit out of me is, I've told you guys, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, right? Asperger's
Didn't
syndrome
they have
is
to
not
change the name of it?
They just got rid of Asperger's syndrome. Asperger's syndrome is no longer a diagnosis.
Oh, that's retarded. They changed the name. Didn't they have to change the name of it and have to call it a spectrum because this reason?
It wasn't that they changed the name, because what they did was they tried to expand autism. So they massively expanded autism. They rolled Asperger's syndrome into HFA, high functioning autism, which they were related diagnoses, but they weren't the same. They then expanded it so that Asperger's syndrome fell under HFA. They also changed the diagnostic criteria for autism. The one that really pisses me, or the thing that really pisses me off about it, though, is autism was always a spectrum disorder. There were a bunch of disorders that were spectrum disorders. My diagnosis of Asperger's syndrome was a spectrum. So every symptom had a degree of severity, and you had to reach effectively a general degree of severity in order to get diagnosed. So
my buddy, I have a buddy who actually has Asperger's.
Yep.
And sometimes he's okay, and then there are other times where he's just like not doing too well.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of different things that play into the diagnosis. One of them is what was a measure of eye contact avoidance. So that used to be the thing, where you would have people that felt discomfort with eye contact at the high end of capability. So that is the most functional. You could make eye contact, but it felt weird and felt wrong. At the extreme other end was complete eye contact avoidance. So if you fell on the low end of that spectrum, because again, it ranges from you make eye contact, just you're going, this feels wrong, why? But you could do it, to it felt so wrong you avoided it constantly at the severe end. And you had everything in between there, where you might not make normal eye contact, but you didn't avoid it. It's just it felt wrong enough that you looked away more often than you looked towards, all the way down to you refuse to make any eye contact. Bunch of different things that could be in there. So what they wanted to do was they wanted to make something that was similar to autism, but was kind of autism's polar opposite, fall into the spectrum. So they took the symptoms from that and they took the symptoms from autism. There's what used to be somewhat related and misunderstood disorder. Didn't really have a valid name. It was something that was being observed and was being discussed if it should become its own disorder prior to this, where rather than having discomfort with eye contact or eye contact avoidance, it went from you felt discomfort when you weren't making eye contact to obsessive eye contact maintenance. Which was you would constantly, if you were around someone, look into their eyes.
So that's really? I do that.
Yeah, I do that too. But
I thought it was a proper thing to do.
Well, if you're in a conversation, that's normal eye contact.
Oh.
If you're just sitting in a room with one other person and you are staring into their eyes because if you look away, it feels uncomfortable, that is something.
I thought that was a normal thing. I thought that's normal for people to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like people watching me.
Neither do I.
If you felt uncomfortable unless you were staring into their eyes, is what I'm saying.
Oh.
So there was something that was being considered that had symptoms like that. And it was effectively all the symptoms of autism were flipped in the other direction. But then you had kind of similar presentation where they would have off-putting interpersonal connections. But it was mirrored where autism was a hyposocial disconnection to asocial disconnection. The other was a hypersocial disconnect. But they went, well, these two things are somewhat similar. They're kind of mere opposites, but they are somewhat similar as well. So let's just make these all part of one spectrum. They did something really stupid, though. So, when I described the eye contact for autism, and Asperger's had the similar eye contact thing, there was a cutout for normal eye contact, where the range didn't cross over into normal. It started with you could make eye contact normally, but it felt wrong to do so, to complete avoidance. And when I described the other one, I said that you would make eye contact normally, but it felt a bit off when you weren't making eye contact, all the way up to obsessive eye contact, which cuts out the normal range of you made normal eye contact and you neither felt discomfort when you weren't making eye contact, nor did you feel discomfort when you were making eye contact. So that's a normal range. What they did was they went, okay, so you have obsessive eye contact from this one, and you have obsessive avoidance of eye contact in the other. So eye contact now ranges from obsessive maintenance to obsessive avoidance. Do you guys notice a major issue with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see where that would be kind of a bad thing.
just to make sure that you guys do, I'll give you another example of a symptom, and then I'll ask you, what is the issue with these two symptoms being described as they are? So another one is a inability to read facial expression. So that was the traditional autism, and also Asperger's syndrome had this, where it ranged from difficulty determining emotions via facial expression. So you would look at someone and you could get it, but you got it at a lower rate than most people do.
You didn't get the cue as early as most people would.
Yeah, it was difficulty getting the nonverbal cue looking at facial expression, but you could get it more often than not, to a complete inability to read facial expression, which I'll give an example from my own diagnostic testing. When I got this, I was given a bunch of different facial expression cards, effectively, and I was told to match them with their emotions. I scored lower than random chance.
Oh, I want to hear something. I know this is kind of a weird segue into what you're talking about, but in the game of Warframe, there's a mission where you're getting the Hero Warframe, and in this mission, you're actually collecting cue cards and trying to match the cue cards with the situation that's going on.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of like that, where you match the facial expression to an emotion. And because you said what, Adam? When I said that I got lower than random chance, if you just didn't look at the cards and you had the cards for emotions and then you had the cards for faces and you dealt them out face down so that you didn't see which emotion card you were matching to what facial card, the normal result, so if you do that a bunch of times and take the average result of how many times the emotion matched the face, my score fell below that average.
Damn.
So it wasn't just I have a difficulty reading facial expressions. It was my interpretation of the facial expression wasn't just I don't know what this is, it was wrong. It was I would look at a facial expression and I would go, that's happy, and the person was angry.
That's not good.
Yeah,
and each time I would go, well, that's clearly the person that's happy. And each time it was the person that was clearly angry to most people. So I had consistently wrong. It wasn't just I was randomly guessing. It was I had consistently wrong facial evaluations. So that's what I mean by I scored lower than random chance.
Damn.
Now, I can learn facial expressions, but I have to learn them on a person-by-person basis, rather than just being able to learn them as most people do, and then generalize them across people. So
basically, somebody who's a stoic all the time would be kind of your nightmare?
Well, no, I can determine it once I know them long enough. So, like my best friend, I can read my best friend's facial expressions, but if you put someone that I've never met in front of me, I'm going to get them wrong.
Fair enough.
And if I have that person put in front of me long enough that I then am able to learn their expressions, and then you sub in someone else that I've never met before, I'm going to get them wrong as if that first person was never there.
Right.
It's a strange thing, but that's how it worked. So there's that, which is the low, extremely low end of being able to read facial expressions. The other disorder had an extremely high capability of reading facial expressions. So it was very small changes they could accurately read. So now, because they wanted to combine these two different disorders, the range for autism spectrum goes from a inability to read facial expression to a hyper ability to read facial expression. What is the major issue with this range?
Because you can never tell from who is having it to who doesn't.
Yeah. Makes it a little too vague.
It includes the
it's
normal.
vaguely worded.
Well, it's not that it's vaguely worded. It's that it includes the normal.
Yeah.
So every single person
can have
falls
something on
in
there
the range between inability and hyper ability.
So, okay. Tell me if I'm going up a little bit crazy here. But does it seem that this new DCM-5 or whatever it's called, does this seem to have a situational thing where they want everyone to have a disorder of some kind?
That's something that people have complained about and questioned, because it isn't just with autism spectrum disorder where effectively every possible thing could be considered autism spectrum disorder, because it doesn't exclude the normal range. Now, in practice, a bunch of clinicians will exclude the normal range, but if you use the DCM-5 exactly as written without reevaluation, then everything.
Oh, then we're all fucked.
Yeah, then every single person that is alive, has been alive, and could ever possibly be alive falls within that range.
Jesus Christ, they are really trying to fuck the human races mentally. Like, they said this. Did you hear about that? I think it was like a week ago or two. About the COVID being a mass fuck you. So basically, the WHF, the World Health, or the WHO, put out an article, not an article, but like a document that stated that COVID itself, COVID-19, was an experiment, a huge social experiment to, quote, see if the human race can unite under a specific situation or something along those lines. Basically, it was to see if we could all cooperate together.
That sounds too
very
off
draconian.
The deep end for me.
I'm not being crazy when I say this. That's from the WHO.
I'd have to see it and read it myself in order to have an opinion, because I
think I could pull it up.
Very strange to me.
Yeah, that sounds creepy, dude.
The WHO COVID document, policy, technical documents. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
But,
no, it was. I sent it to my friend. Hang on, I sent it to my friend on Facebook. I can actually pull it up.
Shoot it to
Even
me.
he was like,
read it after stream so that I can.
Yeah. As soon as I find it.
But it is extremely annoying. But one of the things that was done in the DSM-5 was they got rid of a lot of previous diagnoses. one of the, or a score of them, were related to gender identity disorders. Which got rid of a lot of the diagnostic criteria for those disorders, because if they aren't disorders, they don't have diagnostic criteria.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucked. So there have been issues with that have caused harm, because now you have people getting diagnosed with disorders that they may or may not have, but due to the diagnostic criteria, it has become so watered down that it's difficult to say if it matters if you meet that criteria. Whereas, again, going back to autism, if you popped positive for autism under the DSM-4 definition, it was clear that there was something going on. Under the 5, it wasn't clear if there was something that should be
I'm sorry. The way that you said popped positive for autism sounds like a drug. He popped positive for the autism. God damn it, I told you to stop taking those autism medications.
Well, if you take enough Ritalin or enough meth, you can get the focus of an autist during one of their obsession phases.
I mean, true.
But yeah, the
God damn it! Me and my buddy talked so much that I almost can't fucking find it. God damn it!
The diagnostic criteria changes were infuriating to a fair number of people. Like I said, I got particularly annoyed with the one that affected me, because of course I did.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Though I know Adam had a couple things that he wanted to talk about, and I have one topic that I wanted to bring up, because what the fuck is going on? Do you want to go into one of yours, Adam?
Sure. Did any of you catch Pam Bondi at her congressional hearing?
The shouting match, which became a bunch of people going, well, you did this, and you did that, and you did this, and you did that.
Yeah.
It was like a step above, well, you're a doo-doo head.
It was really weird. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not happy with how they're dealing with everything. I'm not gonna say the Epstein files, because it's not like
anybody gives a flying fuck anymore.
Well, it's I do think at this point there should be arrests already from somebody. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to have all these names out there and then have all these other names redacted, and I did not like that I had to side with Nadler for a moment, because he did ask her a question and then she just goes off on this rant about fucking
all the
Garland.
ways California is fucked up.
Yeah, and like, yeah, she kept pointing out like, oh yeah, and what about this illegal that killed somebody in your state? And it's like, dude, you could just answer the fucking question. You look bad. You look really fucking bad. There was two that pops in mind though. The one where they asked her how many people she arrested, and she's just like, let me tell you about the Dow Jones.
That was really weird.
It is so fucking weird. The other one where a lady asked her another similar question, and I think it was about Lutnick, one of the lawyers, and Bondi started calling her an anti-Semite, and she's like, "Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
How
Bondi
the
just
fuck-"
needs to get fucking fired at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to hear your guys' point on that. But before that, real quick, the more interesting thing I saw was from people who were kind of support Bondi and what she's doing, and they were happy because they're like, okay, the way they set it up on how you can see the files is they gave everybody like a unique input, and there was computer system set up that you can go and check it out, at least for them, right?
Yeah.
And I think at one point, I don't recall, but there was a few of the pundits, right, as they were recapping everything, they were like, yeah, she brought up that we were monitoring everybody who was looking at the Epstein files. So we know what you were looking at, what you were looking for, kind of thing. And there's the people who support Bondi, and they're like, yeah, see, we got him now. We're going to see if you guys were looking to see if you were on there, what, or whatever. And there's people who are like, wait, is that normal? Is the DOJ allowed to just spy on? I mean, is it spying? They're like, hey, look through the file. I guess
Well, the thing is that the way that it was done, I'm trying to remember the name of the system, but it's effectively the way that most TS files are viewed, where
Yeah.
you have this room set up. You have to surrender your phone, surrender all digital devices. You aren't allowed to have any thumb drives or anything like that. Then you make sure that you get pat down. Then you go in and you're able to view this files on this system. And there's someone in the room with you making sure that you didn't stash an additional phone or anything like that on you.
Mhm.
So that sort of thing is fairly standard, and they would have some sort of record of these were your inquiries.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, and like they're gonna know if you went to go look for it, because even
You
I would
sign in, you
like,
sign out, you
yeah, in the old
yeah.
days, you probably would have had to write your name in a logbook saying, hey, on this date, I fucking came in here to look at this because, yeah, I don't know, you might want it on the record. So they were trying to make it like a gotcha, and then some people were like, is that legal, or is she allowed? I don't know. All I know is I'm with everybody else, and it's like, dude, the quickest way to quelch a lot of this shit is just fucking arrest somebody.
Yep.
You know, like even the Clintons, when they were supposed to go before Congress, and they're like, yeah, we're not
Skiff
going to
viewing. That's what it's called. It's skiff viewing.
skip.
You're taken to a skiff. It's sensitive compartmented information facility. Skiff. Sorry, like I said, I was trying to remember what the fuck it was called.
Yeah, no worries. But I mean, yeah, that's the system that they had it set up on. So
Yeah.
um,
You went to a skiff. You had to sign into the skiff. You had to go through the entire process in order to be able to go into the skiff, and then you were under standard observation.
but I mean, even still, like, I guess okay, because even the files are even like they're online. You can go get them now. What's his name? Asmongold was going over them.
Yeah, you can get the redacted files. These were supposed to be unredacted files, but because a lot of the redacted elements were redacted prior to the DOJ
It's
getting
gone!
copies.
What?
The World Economic Forum document.
Oh, WEF rather than who?
It's fucking gone.
But yeah, it was a what was I saying? Yeah, you can get access to most of the files that have been, or are the redacted versions of those files. What was supposed to be available in the SCIF was unredacted files. They were partially unredacted, and it seems like a lot of the things that were still redacted in the SCIF were redacted prior to the DOJ getting copies of them, meaning that it was the FBI or some other agency that redacted shit before passing it to the DOJ, which is also really fucking fishy.
Yeah. And not only that, but because of the amount of, and they even brought it up, the amount of it and the limited, because I think one of the senators was like, in the room there's only 4 computers and you're only allowed a certain amount of time.
Yep.
And, if you can bring in X amount of staffers and you still wouldn't be able to get through them. And it's like, yeah, well, yeah.
And some of the redacted bits were really weird. It looks like they used AI to redact some of it because it was shit like every woman was redacted.
Mm-hmm.
So didn't matter if it was a woman that was involved in the criminal elements of it. They were redacted just like a lot of the victims were redacted because most of the victims were female, or many of the victims were female. So it ended up catching people that shouldn't have been redacted in the redacted elements because the name was female.
Yeah.
Dude, I think Grok is actually fucking gaslighting me right now.
Oh?
The fucking Twitter AI.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Why,
literally
what's
gaslighting me right now.
Yeah, that's why I asked because I'm not sure how. So
it's trying to
get
say
more
that
information.
Sorry, it says that the document I'm referring to is the World WEF document from 2020 saying lockdown is the biggest psychological experiment, will pay the price. This is the phrase, and it says, "Oh, this psychological side of COVID-19 pandemic that we're ignoring was the title." That came out this couple of weeks ago, actually, and I can't find it no more, and it's gone because I opened up the site, and it says something appears to have gone wrong. Error has been reported.
Oh, sounds like that was saying something slightly different than what it sounded like you were saying that it said. Because it sounds like that particular document, given the name that you just read, is saying that they were looking at the psychological effects of the lockdown rather than saying that.
Oh, no. That was completely the other one. That was an old one. This one was a brand new one that had just came out in 2025.
Yeah, but the title that you read off for the one that was from 2025.
Yeah, the psychological side of COVID.
Yeah, that sounds like it's looking at the psychological effects of the lockdown rather than that it was a psyop or anything like that.
It really felt like one, though.
But that's what I was saying, that is a different thing than what it sounded like you were saying originally.
Right.
But yeah, the questioning in Congress was a complete shit show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would, some of the comments that she made, if it was any other context, I would have gone, that's kind of fun. But the fact that they were being said in the context that they were, it became more infuriating than, that's something that they need to be told. It was just, you're trying to score points rather than dealing with the shit that should be dealt with here?
I posted it in the side chat.
Okay, I'll take a peek at it.
Yeah, it's no longer there, and it pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
They're listening to us, man.
I was like, wait a minute, let me see if I can find that link. And I knew it wasn't that long ago that I told my buddy about it. And I scrolled through, both deals where I searched COVID, and it was a conversation that we'd had. And that whole link that I gave him was completely gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck?
I see. Actually, that was a.
But yeah, if it was,
how is that legal?
well, it's a non-governmental entity that decided to redact. Or not redact, but just retract. It's annoying, but there wouldn't be anything illegal to it.
That's just fucks with people's heads even more about it.
Yep.
It's even more of a psyop now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, we're gonna completely take down the entire post that we did. Oops, we didn't mean to post that. Oh yeah, it's not a psyop. Actually, it is, but it's not. Go fuck yourself.
But yeah, it would have been one thing if her going after people from California because, you guys don't give a shit about arresting people. Here's all the cases where you don't arrest people. If it was anything other than talking about the Epstein files, yeah, absolutely. Go at them. Have fun with that. When you're currently not arresting people and you're trying to use that as an excuse for why you're not, what the fuck are you doing? Stop the political theater and do your fucking job.
Didn't she make a statement saying that, the entire thing, our entire economy would collapse or something?
I don't
Yeah,
remember that from her. I know that other people have said something to that effect.
That was a statement that I believe that was one of her statements that she made. I'm like, Bondi, we don't care if it collapses. Fucking do it, bitch.
I know that a lot of people have said that if everyone named in the files is taken down, then that will cause economic hardship. And I'm going, okay, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Good.
But a lot of these same people are also on board with the whole, hey, the reason you're in economic hardships is because you're spending money on rotisserie chickens. So,
well, rotisserie chickens are a fantastic price point.
Do it.
Especially if you have Costco or Sam's Club, it's still $5 a chicken.
Oh, I love their freaking rotisserie chickens.
and even if not, they're only like $6-7 anyway. So I mean, but yeah, no, it's a weird. Like if our system is that bad that we're looking at,
if our system is that fragile,
there's other things that I can understand. When you're buying luxury shit, yeah, that makes sense. If you're constantly buying luxury shit, you're going to be poor. It doesn't matter how much you make, you're going to be poor if you're constantly buying luxury shit. Which you see that constantly. It's one of the reasons why people are so morbidly curious about Caleb Hammer's financial audit. Because you see how honestly bad people are with their expenses. They'll say, well, I don't really overspend. Okay, how much did you spend? Well, I might have spent like 75% of the amount that I earned. You spent 2 times that. Oh.
This is why you should set a budget for yourself. Like, you should always set a budget for yourself. I'm actually pretty bad at doing that myself, but now that I actually have a decent job, I can actually save a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the reason why that type of show is kind of taking off. Caleb Hammer's show, he does a very good job at, you're being stupid. Stop being stupid. And he shows people how people are being stupid. And not every person that's having trouble is going to have every element or do everything that the people on that show are doing, but a fair number of people that are struggling are doing similar things. Not everyone. Again, there are people that are legitimately struggling because shit's just sideways for them. But far more people say that they are struggling, say that they're poor and that they can't do anything about it than actually are. You see this especially with the number of articles that we see year after year after year after year where people are going, we shouldn't think that 100K is middle class or upper middle class. That you can be 100K and poor. Very few places would that be accurate. Most of that is lifestyle bloat rather than 100K being poverty wages.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. There's shit that you can do. There's shit that if you're making $12,000 a year, yeah, you're poor. You're going to have a really rough time of it. But if you're making 30, 40, 50K a year, there's ways to make your money go further. And there's ways to be able to rise up out of that. Then there's shit that if you do it, you're going to end up working yourself into the poorhouse. And a lot of people get annoyed with the kind of truncated version because, yeah, buying a coffee, not really going to do much. If you buy expensive coffees every day,
like let's say you get Starbucks every fucking day, and you're like broke by the end of the week. And
yeah, there's a difference between that and getting the occasional coffee.
Yeah.
But even if you get the occasional coffee, you can make your coffee cheaper. There are ways of doing that. You can make your own coffee. Now, that won't necessarily be the thing, but a lot of those sound bites are more about just getting the general idea of there's luxury, there's non-luxuries, and then there's things that are vital. And if you're doing a lot of luxury spending and your vitals are going by the wayside because of your luxury, go down to non-luxury. Go down to your vital spending. Get those situated. And then if you have money left over, yeah, do the luxury shit. Have fun. But you have to get your shit in order first.
And I'm terrible at getting my shit in order, so.
Just a lot of people end up overstating that. And it comes across as, well, you're poor because you buy coffee. That's not what people are saying most of the time. It's buying the luxury coffee, buying the Starbucks coffee every day is an example of the other spending that results in the situation.
A lot of people fail to understand there's a difference between doing something in excess and moderation. So moderation is something that I try to tell people all the time. Like, please stop listening to food influencers and food gurus on YouTube and TikTok and everywhere else because they are fucking retarded. They are not the be-all, end-all. Like, oh, if you see one of them pick up a box of cereal and be like, look at all these ingredients. I've got this protein powder you should get instead. It's like, please do not fucking listen to these people.
Yeah,
they're going to tell you some bullshit.
There's two things that I wish more people knew and more people actually interacted with mentally.
Mhm.
It's a dose that makes a poison.
Yep.
And everything has marginal utility. Do you know what marginal utility is?
Using something very little or not a lot, or very little.
Not quite. So, marginal utility means that if you fall below a range of using something,
Mm-hmm.
or earning something, or having X, if you fall below a certain range of X, then you're less well off than if you're in that range. And if
Mm-hmm.
you go over that range, the result either inverts and you become worse off, or it takes far more of X in order to get anything near the result, the change in result that you would want. So,
Right.
a good example of marginal utility is food. If
Mm-hmm.
you do not have enough food, getting more food has a massive effect on your life. If you're getting the right number of calories and the right nutrient distribution, then doubling your food does not result in double plus good results. In fact, it can have worse results because you double your food and suddenly you're now eating twice the calories. You're getting fat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that isn't saying that, well, food's bad. No, food's really important. Food's good. You want to have it within the optimal range, which is what marginal utility is. It's that things below that range, bad. Things above that range, bad, or have a lesser effect. Things
Mm-hmm.
within that range have the optimal effect. They have the largest payoff for the smallest increase. That's what marginal utility is.
Okay.
Everything has marginal utility. There's not a single thing that doesn't have marginal utility. As you get educated, the closer you get to being in that optimal range of education, the better things get. But once you go past that, there having 2 PhDs isn't twice as good as having 1 PhD.
Correct.
Having 10 PhDs isn't 5 times as good as having 2 PhDs.
Also,
You have diminishing returns. So, leading up to it, massive effect. Leading away from it, diminishing returns, or inverse. That's marginal utility. Everyone should know it's the dose that makes the poison and marginal utility. Because if you can afford luxuries, luxuries are nice. If you are getting everything luxury,
then that's a problem.
that can be a problem if you can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And a lot of people have that fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot afford to be with it. And I keep telling people also, live within your means. That is not, that's not saying you can't have a good luxury item once in a while. No. But like if it's something important like a car or a bed or something, anything that you would want, that's okay to be luxury once in a while. But like if you're doing everything luxury, you have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be wasting all your. That's why millionaires. That's why these kids are like, I'm gonna be a millionaire when I grow. Like bullshit. You would waste all of your money before you even walk out the door. You've already have it spent in your head. That's why we don't have more millionaires in our country. That's why we don't have that.
But we do
because people keep spending their money.
We do have a ridiculous number of millionaires. It's billionaires that are rare.
Well, yeah, it's still my point stands.
Yep.
Like your money it should be something that you don't want to have to work all the time. You don't want to basically ruin your body to the point where you can no longer have fun or be with your family or be with your kids or you can't retire. Like you don't want to have to keep working into your retirement.
Mm-hmm.
You want to retire at the age of 50 and be with your family for the rest of your life.
Or older. Retiring older is not an issue, as long as it isn't that you have to work until the day you die.
Right.
You don't want to be in a situation where you have to work until the day that you die.
That's what I'm saying.
You want to work until the day that you die? Okay, fantastic. There are going to be people like that. I'm probably going to be one of the people that if I don't have anything that I'm doing, it drives me a little bit crazy.
Oh yeah, me too. If I'm not working, I'm going nuts. That's how I felt like I was driving myself crazy over the past 4 months.
And there's things that I would be able to substitute that with. Now, the degree to which I'm able to substitute that with and for how long, not 100% sure. But there's some substitution on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be that rather than working full-time until the day I die, I might work part-time until the day that I die. Or I might stop working for a bit, do travel, do shit like that, and then pick up working again. And then stop working for a bit, do travel, do shit like that, and then pick up working again. There's a bunch of different situations that different people can be in. Those are fine.
Oh, yeah.
But not everyone should be going, well, I'm going to retire by the time that I'm 35. Because no, most of you aren't.
No, you are not.
And it takes a hell of a lot in order to be one of the people that does that. And normally it's being clever enough and being in the right place at the right time. You need both. And if you have both, you can luck out. If you don't have both, it becomes very difficult.
Yeah, it can be an issue.
Because you can be in the right place at the right time, just too dumb to do what you need to do. In which case, you need insane luck. Or you can be brilliant, but wrong place, wrong time. And there's a shit ton of examples of that, where there's absolutely brilliant inventions that if the person was around at a time where their invention or their idea could have been made, it would have been insane, but they didn't have the materials that they needed. They didn't have the tech that they needed. So while everything on paper would have worked, they couldn't get it to work at the time that they lived. And that happens a lot throughout history.
Oh, yeah. It does.
I believe it.
So, do you want to go into one of your other topics, or is that one not quite done, Adam? Or do you want to go into one of mine, or my one that was the main one that I wanted to go? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So, did you hear about the Louisville case? There's a judge that decided single-handedly to cut a kidnapping and sex offenders sentence in more than half because they view the offender as a good boy who just didn't have a proper chance in life, despite
did we just talk about that?
Well, it was before stream.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Showing them how the cake is made.
My bad. I'm all over the place right now.
Yeah, the story is that a man kidnapped, horrifically abused, then robbed and horrifically abused several more times a woman before getting apprehended. He was taken before a jury of his peers. The jury of his peers decided that he should get 65 years in prison. The judge then stepped in and went, "That's way too long. That's this young man's entire life. And he's a good boy. He didn't do anything wrong, despite everything that was just found out in this case. So he's only getting 30 years. Despite everyone going, he should be put away for 65 to life.
Under the jail.
Yeah. The judge decided 30 years, and unfortunately, that there's really no way of overturning the judge's sentencing and increasing it. But one thing that the local Republican Party has decided to do is put forward measures in order to publish judicial records ahead of elections, because a number of the judiciary positions in Louisville are elected positions.
Sorry.
So they're going, well, if we can't change her sentencing, what we can do is we can put out the information to let people decide, do they want to keep her in that position the next time around? Any of you guys want to weigh in, or is that?
Oh no, that's why I'm saying under the jail.
Yep.
It's under the jail.
Oh, well, and go ahead, Adam.
Well, like I said, I guess before the show started, yeah, no, it's. I think after seeing this and a lot of other cases, where these judges, and let's be real, they're activist judges. I mean, they're going in there with a viewpoint. Because the lady's sitting there waxing poetically about this guy and how if he just had a better chance, things could have worked out different. As he's screaming at her like "fuck you, I'll do it again" type of shit.
Yeah, and he's functionally screaming at her, "Bitch, I'll do it again, and I'm happy to do it again."
Yeah.
Yep.
And like I said before, I honestly I think it's evil. It's evil of these people to do this in terms of they just want to sow chaos. Mm-hmm. And it's not. She may or may not believe the bullshit that she's spewing, but I mean, it is just that. It's bullshit, right? I mean, the person's obviously a criminal who needs to be locked away, or under the prison, as you say,
under the jail.
But for some reason, she's, hey, no, I just want you back out on the street. And like I said, that's just so chaos. Whether or not she believes it or not, that's just the sprinkles on a shit ice cream cone. But the reality is she wants this monster right back on the loose to do more bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fucking evil, dude. We got to get rid of these fucking judges.
Yeah, the judges that release the perpetrator of 75 crimes going, surely he won't do a 76th.
He's got a rash.
Only to find out that, oh shit, he did a 76th. Now he won't do a 77th.
Dude's got a rap sheet longer than Snoop Dogg's discography.
Right. And again, I can't, like, logically, I can't look at it like either she really does believe this, and at that point, you're just a retard, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to change his ways. Or she's doing it because she wants to, you know, she wants that kind of chaos thing. But at that end, it's like, okay, but there's got to be a kickback. At some point, she's getting paid to do this because I don't know, or you're just really dumb because it just does not make any sense.
No, that doesn't. They are
And
very
again,
dumb.
this isn't the only one, too. I mean, we remember the lady who got burnt alive, and it was like, oh yeah, he was on his 45th, you know, fucking prison term.
Or the Polish refugee who was butchered on the train.
Oh, do you hear? I think it was in Chicago that somebody had made a mural of her on a wall.
Yep.
And it keeps getting defaced.
Yep.
Like,
no!
Like,
how dare those right wingers put a mural of a woman who got attacked?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it's, well, you can't have a white woman mural on here because that
murals are only for black people for some reason.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be racist about that. It's like that's literally all you see anyway.
Well, it's what other reason to deface it? She let on a train and she got stabbed. Like,
exactly.
Grr, but I don't like. Yeah, it's racism, dude. It's fucking.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's all the shit. It's all this.
We are in hard times, man.
Kind of retarded if you think about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't believe that she cut his time in half.
Again, it wasn't even just in half, it was more than half. 65 years down to 30.
Yeah.
And as she's waxing poetic about how he's just had a really hard life. Yeah, he's just going, bitch, let me out. I'll do it again.
It's like we've all had a hard life, bitch.
And the fact that despite him going, watch me do it again, she's still going, well, he doesn't mean that. He's just disadvantaged. He doesn't understand what he's saying.
Is she literally trying to call him? Is she trying to be racist about it too? Because that's what it feels like.
That's what I mean. It's either she really is just she's willing to lie to people and just say this bullshit because she wants this guy back out causing trouble, or she really is this retarded and she believes it.
No,
this time
don't do it again for the 36th time that we've done this.
And there's no appreciable difference between those two.
Well, no, because the outcome's the same. It's chaos.
Yeah. And it's not just the outcome's the same, but in order for her to be that stupid, there is no way to convince her out of it because she lacks the mental ability in order to be convinced. Or there's no way to convince her out of it because it isn't something that she's doing because she thinks it's right. She's doing it because she knows it's wrong. And you aren't going to be able to convince her out of doing it because all you're going to be able to do is go, yeah, but it's really fucked up and wrong. And she's going, yeah, I know. That's why I did it.
God, we're fucking boned in freaking society.
Yeah.
We just get more and more boned every day.
Well, there are bright sides. It isn't just always a downslide. It's just it seems like every time that there's a bright side, there's someone who is trying to fight against the bright side even harder.
Mm-hmm. Every time.
Which is how you keep on ending up with people that are effectively suiciding by
Lighting
law
themselves on fire,
enforcement.
which seems I've noticed. Oh. You are being different.
The one?
Because there's a shit ton of people that just keep on doing insanely stupid things that everyone should be able to go, that's a bad idea. But they aren't.
But why?
So, you have another topic you wanted to go, Adam? Because it sounds like that one's kind of winding down. And I know that you said that you had 3, and we can get to at least 2 of them, if not all 3.
Yeah, third one's not really. Don't really know too much about it, but yeah, you hear how El Paso closed down for a bit. They said they were going to close down for 10 days, and the reason being is they thought they saw drones, but they shot them down with a form of a laser, and it turned out to be just balloons.
Oh, great. That's all I get. Just fucking balloons.
Just fucking balloons.
I have had it with this bullshit air-to-air vegan diet.
It comes along the same time where I guess Mexico is moving out National Guard to the border because of we moved back I think it was a tariff for a month, something like that.
I love how his monthly tariff removals are always just like, well, it really is not going to do anything at this point.
Well, hey, I mean, if he was like, we'll move this tariff off if you just put some troops at the border, and Mexico's like, okay, we'll put troops at the border. Okay, well, we got what we want.
It's a deal
No
for us.
tariffs.
That's where a lot of it comes, or what a lot of it comes down to, and a lot of people don't seem to grok to that, where it's not, we're going to do this regardless of what you do. It's, we're going to do this, and we have reasons why we're going to do this. So, you have the choice. Are you going to give us reason to not pursue this course? Or are you going to continue giving us every reason to pursue this course?
Mm-hmm.
This is when Trump becomes the booty warrior. Now, you got 2 choices.
See?
You can do it the hard
got 2
way
choices.
or the easy way.
We can do this
the hard way or the easy way. I'm going to do this with tariff butts. I like booty. No, I was trying to do Trump's voice and that guy's voice at the same time. Oh, that's hard.
My God.
Trying to impersonate 2 voices at the same time is hard.
Yeah. I'm going to turn to AI.
I came from booty.
But yeah, every time
the easy way or the hard way.
there's something that is trying to be done. So it's either A, you insist upon doing what you've been doing, in which case we're going to hit you with a tariff.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you don't insist on doing that, then we can renegotiate and determine whether or not this is going to be pursued. If we pursue it, that's going to go this way. If we don't pursue it, it's going to go that way. Fucking decide. Do you want us to pursue this, or do you want us not to pursue it? Because those are your choices.
Yeah.
And everyone keeps on going, well, see, he's just pulling back. Yeah, he's pulling back. So it was never serious. No, it was serious enough. It's just it was a conditional. And conditionals matter. Because if you want people to do what you want, when you give them a conditional and then they do the condition of your conditional, then you follow through. If they don't do the condition of the conditional, then you don't follow through.
Right? So, when you go to prison, the most important thing, or Trump, when you go to when you go to the White House, the most important thing in your life is going to be money, other people's money. But having some money was more important than eating food, more important than drinking water. I likes you. I want you, Tess. We can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours. That was hard. Trying to do Trump's voice and his voice at the same time. Fuck.
The Trump booty warrior.
The Trump warrior. The tariff warrior.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Oh my god, dude. Have you heard Razor Fist do a fucking Trump impression?
I don't think I have.
Oh my god. His Trump impression sounds just like Trump. Wow. I was like, that caught me off guard. It is hilariously good.
But yeah, it just baffles me that people keep on going, well, see, he wasn't being serious. Because it's like, if you hit me, I'm going to hit you. And then the person doesn't hit you. And then someone else goes, oh, so you were bluffing because you didn't hit them. No, I said, if they hit me, I'm going to hit them. They didn't hit me, so I didn't hit them. There's a condition to that. If A, then B. If not A, doesn't mean then B.
Right? If you come for the king, you best not miss.
Yeah. I will rule you.
But it just keeps on happening. People keep on doing that every time. They go, well, see, he wasn't serious. He blinked. Oh, the conditions.
You see,
Some people don't learn.
you see, Mr. Other President from another country, you and I both looked into the abyss. The problem is, you blinked. Trump is Batman.
Oh shit. Trump is Batman.
I mean, to be fair, if you really think about it, we are Bruce. Like, our country is the Wayne Enterprises of the world. We fund so much of everything that if we just stopped funding them, they would all they would all fall.
We have the money, we have the tech, we have the intelligence. Is that what you're getting at?
Pretty much. Like you know how Batman basically, well, with the help of Adam and Green Arrow, but you know how Batman basically he funds the entire Watchtower?
Yep.
Like, he funds the Watchtower, the JLA, Titan Tower, all them.
Mm-hmm.
Without him, they would have nothing. Like, there would be almost nothing keeping that spotlight afloat. There would be nothing keeping all the power lights on. I mean, you got billionaires like the Atom or Green Arrow, sure, but their billions of dollars doesn't even pale into comparison to Bruce Wayne's billions.
Well, Bruce Wayne isn't a billionaire. Bruce Wayne is a fucking trillion or quadrillionaire.
Apparently, I did some research. Apparently, his billions are in the $100,000 to $500,000 range, like the $100 to $500 billion range. Whereas like someone like Lex Luthor, Oliver Queen, or Ray Palmer, their billions are in like the low 20 to 50 billion.
That seems too low considering damn near every company mentioned in any DC comic is a subsidiary of Wayne Enterprises.
Oh yeah, that's Bruce Wayne pretty much has a partnership with everyone.
He builds everything too.
And he knows it.
Well, who's richer, him or Lex Luthor?
Bruce. 100%
Really?
Bruce is richer than Lex.
By a mile.
Like, Bruce Wayne is in the $500 billion range. Lex is in like the 80 to 100 billion.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like I said,
that's how rich Batman is.
That still seems low for Batman's wealth. I'm still of a mind that he's probably trillions.
Okay, I'm kind of also making it a realistic dollar sign.
Yeah, I'm still in the he's trillions, not billions.
Because of all his donations that he does, all of his charity work that he does.
Again, he owns, effectively, if a company is named in a DC comic, at least like a third of ownership is Wayne Enterprises.
It's like he walks into a building, he suddenly owns it. Like there was a moment in Gotham where teenage Bruce Wayne was kind of like flaunting his money a bit, and there was this other teenage kid, kind of getting pissed off and kind of bullying him a little bit. Bruce walks up to the fucking owner and buys it, and he's like, "Oh, thanks for letting me in." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the owner, by the way."
Mm-hmm.
It just shows into that kid's face, and he's like, "Fuck! Why didn't I think of that?" It's like, yeah, you got the guy who has the most money in the entire fucking series or the entire fucking universe, and you go to piss him off. That's smart. Really nice.
But it is getting to be that time, and it sounds like we
Yeah.
kind of wound down. Unless, do you want to go into that third topic or not?
I think we've.
Say again, Adam?
Like I said, I'm not really too familiar with it. I just know a little bit here or there.
Because you briefly mentioned it, and I wasn't very familiar with it, so...
Yeah, there's a news reporter, I believe, out in Arizona, I think it was, and she was kidnapped, and they left a ransom note and was asking for some money, and they were tracing him, and they have like a manhunt going on right now because they believe they have an area where he's at. But they were showing this ring cam footage of, like, I guess the guy, he's in a mask and he's looking around the door like it's Five Nights at Freddy's. It's really weird. It's a weird story.
Mm-hmm.
I am the great Cornholio. You will not mess with the corn. You will not give me for my bunghole. I have kidnapped your daughter. Give me for my bunghole. I have ransom TV.
I have ransom TV.
Yeah. Because have you noticed that when he goes into his Cornholio mode, he's more eloquent?
Oh, yeah.
He comes off as an idiot like 90% of the time, but when he goes Cornholio, he's much more intelligent. I do not have Kumi for my bunghole, for I have no bunghole, for my bunghole is old.
It's not the reporter, it's the reporter's mother. I just looked it up.
Oh, yeah.
So the reporter is Savannah Guthrie, and it's her 84-year-old mother, Nancy Guthrie,
Ah,
that was kidnapped on the 1st, which means that there's probably not someone that's going to be found alive.
Oh shit!
Well, it's mental math. If someone's kidnapped and they aren't recovered within a fairly short time, it's like a day or two, the chance of recovering them alive plummets.
yep. It's like the 72-hour thing.
Well, that's the 48-hour is if you don't have any leads on a case within the first 48 hours, the chance of you solving that case falls
Goes down,
drastically. For kidnapping, I think it's like 24 to 48 hours. If you haven't recovered them, then the chance of recovering them alive just falls off a cliff.
Yeah, but they want money. And the weird thing is too, people were bringing up
money for my bunghole.
I need money for my TV. The amount of money they were asking is like not really that much, and they're like, why would? I don't know. It was an odd dollar amount.
Yeah, the thing is that even asking for money isn't they're going to still be alive.
I don't know. So
I hope that they are too. I'm just saying that normally the kidnapping math is they're not going to be found alive at this point because they were kidnapped the 1st and we've just entered the 14th. Normally, it's within 1 to 2 days that if they're recovered, they'll be recovered alive. If it's after that 1 to 2 days, if they're recovered, it's remains. It's not happy that I'm saying that. It's not something that I'm going, yay! It's just...
Well, we can't have the show end on such a downer.
I was really tempted to see if I could quickly find an image of someone with Down syndrome. And then the moment that I pull it up, just go, bye, click.
Oh no, that's scary. Okay. Have you ever heard of a guy named Deepak Chopra?
Yes, unfortunately.
No.
Apparently he's mentioned in the files a lot. He spends a lot of files to Epstein and talking about Pokemon Go.
That just reminded me of an image that I saw of a VTuber because there was someone who went, why did the Pokemon stop on Little St. James
I saw that.
get wiped? And a VTuber who is absolutely hilarious, Pippa Pipkin, immediately responded, for the kids.
Damn. I posted something and apparently I was like, wait a minute, so that makes a lot of sense on how Hillary Clinton knew about fucking Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
Really makes you wonder about things. And apparently Deepak Chopra is friends with Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, yeah. And he is one of those people that pretty much phrases cultish sorts of statements as if they're lessons on physics. So
is he the guy that wanted to start the sex cult or whatever?
he's the one that kept. I think you're thinking Nixium.
Oh wait, no, yeah, no. This is the guy who wanted to make a lot of babies.
Hey, that's my name.
The Deepak Chopra is the one who everything is quantum physics and quantum uncertainty. So
Yeah, different guy then.
different thing, but he does a lot of like self-help guru bullshit spiritualism while trying to use scientific sounding terms, because again he'll constantly refer to quantum physics and quantum uncertainty, string theory, shit like that he doesn't fucking understand, but he knows that other people don't understand it either. So it becomes a, if I don't understand it and they don't understand it.
Yeah, the files were weird because it was like I wouldn't be surprised that guy, but there was he was also tethered with microtransactions in games.
Yep.
And oh man, what was the other? Oh, and he had a hand in Gamergate too. It was like,
I wouldn't be surprised.
This motherfucker was everywhere.
Pretty much every bad event within a series of time, if you went, I wonder if he was part of it. Yes, and it was on the bad side.
Oh no, yeah, you know the creepiest one. I mean, there's a lot of creepy ones, but one that like I remember hearing a while ago, but it it just kind of but it was brought up again with the emails. The fucking people who take your yearbook photos.
That sounds creepier already.
They released a statement because their parent company, apparently one of their head guys was mentioned in an email doing some heinous shit. And so they're like, we have nothing to do with it, and we make sure that none of your children's photos are going to anything to like type of thing. And it's like, whoa. I mean, that was not a verbatim thing, I'm assuming.
Like, that doesn't surprise me. That's just icky.
They were using the idea behind the theory type thing is they were using the yearbook photos kind of as like a catalog.
A bunch of young children headshots.
Yep. I want this one. And they can watch you as you grow. How about that?
See, this is why it was nice that I used the light gray background, because I'm white enough that when it's black and white, I disappear.
Oh, this dumbass cunt is actually saying a lot of dumbass shit. So, apparently this chick says the founding fathers had less access to education than a modern-day 12-year-old. That is bullshit.
Modern-day 12-year-old can't write in cursive.
First of all, correct. Secondly, she is fucking doing this with her whole chest and the crazy eyes thing, of course. She's basically trying to say our founding fathers are completely retarded.
I would say in some ways yes, in some ways no. Because if we're talking about the sheer quantity of information available, then yeah, modern 12-year-old wins sheer quantity of information.
Right. Like, she's trying to equate like somebody having the internet in their hand to people who had to pretty much travel the world to learn things.
Yeah, which is what I was getting at. That if we're talking sheer quantity, then yeah, the 12-year-old wins sheer quantity because you have the sum total of human information in your pocket.
Yeah, basically.
But if we're talking about the amount of information that they actually interacted with, and the degree to which they interacted with that information, then founding fathers win. It depends on what you mean by the terms.
I don't know, man.
Also, our founding fathers were loaded all the time too, so
you put a modern 12-year-old without any access to the internet. I mean, even if you were sitting there like, okay, go stand in the library, it doesn't mean they're automatically
they knew what they're gonna do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That depends on what you mean. Because if it is, you're judging it just by access to the amount of information, then access to the amount of information, again, modern 12-year-old wins in their amount of access to the information.
Well,
Engagement with that information,
understanding and how to utilize it, because
which is why I'm saying that engagement with information goes to the founding fathers, because once you start,
I would love to see
with the information, yeah, it's pretty clear founding fathers win. Straight access, it's modern 12-year-old.
I would love to see if our founding fathers, how they would interact with having the internet in their hand, like having the world knowledge in their hand. Oh my God! Could you imagine the amount of stuff that we would know and do now if that technology would just?
One major problem with that, and it's Ben Franklin, because Ben Franklin, if he had access to the modern internet, he wouldn't do anything but crank it 24/7.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, dude held fucking orgies in his basement. Okay.
Oh man, what's the dad from South Park? When
he wrote
he finally got the internet
paper about the benefits of going after older women, because
hey, at least he wasn't a pervert.
As much as you want without having to worry about them getting pregnant. That is not an exaggeration. That is not me talking shit about Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin legitimately wrote a paper about how old whores are superior.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better than what anything Andrew Tate would say on Twitter. Thank you, fucking Ben Franklin.
It is hilarious. If you haven't read Ben Franklin waxing poetic about the benefits of old whores, look it up. It is funny.
Also, keep in mind that all of our founding fathers were pretty much drunk or stoned all the time. Like completely loaded, probably even at work.
But it is that time. So go around the horn for parting words. Which one of you wants to go first?
All right, I'll go first.
You go first.
Yeah. All right. I am the Great Court. No, I'm just playing. Don't do stupid shit, please. If you're gonna do stupid shit, at least make it funny.
And record it so that we can laugh at you.
Exactly. And make sure it's not illegal.
Or record it so that the court can laugh at you.
If it is illegal, don't do anything creepy illegal.
You.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That should be a life lesson. That's it. That's it for me.
Parting words.
Well, thanks for inviting me. It was fun. I'm surprised we didn't mention anything about the Templars or Friday the 13th, or at least Jason.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's another Friday the 13th next month. We can do it then.
Is it really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Because February is only 28 days, so.
Oh yeah.
And there's one in November too.
Oh, good. Just in time for turkey time. So, but yeah, don't forget the government is closed, so don't worry about getting flowers or chocolates. You got an excuse, and yeah.
I hope everybody's getting boned tonight.
Sadly, I don't think that. Sorry, honey, the government's closed, so I couldn't buy chocolates. Will work as an excuse.
Well,
Exactly.
no, you got to add a toots. Sorry, toots. The government's closed.
I got toots and tots. Toots, tots, tits.
Yeah,
Hey.
Hey, I get in the kitchen and made me some of them tots.
Got some toots and tots in your mouth. You can't just eat one. Huh?
I love y'all. God bless. Thank you.
Have a good one.
And since Tyr isn't here to steal my standard, if you're passionate about something, make sure that you devour it. Don't let it devour you. With that, have a good night, all. The zoo is closed.
Bye.
Woo-ha.
Okay, I'm going to assume that was both of you saying goodbye, and I'm going to click this, and then click
All right.
this,